Hello, everybody. This is Howard the Teaserking coming to you with the Super Bowl pick. Um, this is one of those games where you're looking for weaknesses and strengths and matchups, and you just go down the list of the all the key players. So there's the quarterbacks, the coaches, the defense. So the quarterbacks obviously are dead even. Brady's age is not showing. Breeze hurt his rotator cuff, or he'd have been. It wasn't an age issue. Rogers looks fine. Um, so just because you're older doesn't mean you can't play, and he's proven that. Mahomes, he's been there and he's won, but Brady did beat him in the championship game a few years ago in Kansas City, so he does have that on him. Um, the coaches, uh, I don't know much about the Tampa coach, although I thought he took Arizona to the Super Bowl, and it was a great throw by Roethlisberger, the guy in the quarter of the end zone with two guys all over him. Otherwise, he wins it. He coached a very good game, and then he won one with Pittsburgh. But Arians, I think, won one or got there with Arizona, so he's very good in the clutch. But again, you got Tom Brady, and you're not blowing out Tom Brady. I don't care. He's the strongest dog in the league, obviously. Mahomes is right behind him. Um, so the coaching, Andy Reid, he's choked so many big games. It's sickening. He finally won one, but it's really Mahomes. They were down 20-10, and then Mahomes just threw some ballpark, playground plays to score, and then Frisco Garoppolo just choked. But again, they didn't really beat a good quarterback. They didn't beat Brady. They didn't beat Rodgers. They didn't beat. Um, I don't know who else. Or they didn't beat Breeze. They beat Garoppolo, who, as you see, stinks. So how will KC do against Brady? Brady will rip them apart. I'm not impressed with KC's defense. Against Buffalo, if you'd have watched my video, what did I say? Josh Allen's weakness is the blitz. So what did KC do? They blitzed the hell out of him. And he stunk. And he couldn't run. And I didn't realize they were that run oriented with Allen. Um, I normally just watching the highlights. So I see him run. But I thought they had the running back Singleton from Florida Atlantic. So he looked like a pretty good running back. I didn't know they were that weak and incapable of running the ball at all. Well, you don't have that with Tampa. I'm talking Buffalo being so inept. Uh, they were so outcoached. It wasn't even funny. And Josh Allen is doing like Lamar Jackson. He gets there and then he wants to run, and you can't win with a running quarterback. The defense took the receivers away, but I blame the coaching. You got to run crossing routes if they're gonna cover you like that. You got to go up top and you got to go three wide receivers bunched and then let them try to cover you that way. You can't, just have them run routes. Where's the tosses to the running backs? I mean, if your quarterback's a runner and he can't run, the running back should loop out of the backfield. He's wide open because everybody's on tight coverage with that. So I blame a lot of that on Allen unable to pick up a blitz and read it. Just like Lamar Jackson, these running quarterbacks, as soon as you blitz them, what do I do now? The play was called as a run, and I can't comprehend the defense. So if the defense is blitzing, either I don't recognize it, or when they do blitz, I don't know what to do with it. You don't see Brady having that problem. I don't know if Mahomes is there yet. You don't see Rodgers having that problem. See, that's where the better quarterbacks come in. They recognize the defense. When Tom Brady comes online, he knows exactly the defense and he knows exactly where he's going with the ball um, before he gets it, right? And that's the key to it. And he'll call out. You watch him lately. Tampa's starting to get it, right? He's saying hot, 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 and he's saying this the cornerback's coming to the wide receiver, so the wide receiver settles down because the blitz is coming to just go 5 yards and I'm going to hit you like he would do with Edelman or Gronk. Um, so I don't see KC bothering Brady like they bothered um, Josh Allen. I mean, it's totally, apples and oranges here. Brady's been there many, many times, and even if you're down, he's going to come. The line's 3 or 3.5, and the over/under is 56 or 57. My immediate choice, huge bet, is over 56. 28-28. At 30-28 gets you a W, but 28-28 is 56. So you need 8 touchdowns. You're not stopping KC from scoring, as good as Tampa Bay's defense is, but you're not stopping Brady from scoring. This isn't going to be Buffalo with a running quarterback who doesn't know how to handle the blitz. This is Tom Brady who knows how to handle a blitz. He's got the receivers. Tampa's got a few injuries. Jason Pierre-Paul and Winfield are injured. Now, of course, they'll play, but how long they'll play and how effective they'll play, the shots wear off. And I told you Mahomes would take the shot to his toe, which he did, and his head was okay. But Buffalo played him horribly, and Tampa will learn from that. You can't let the receivers just run off the line. I mean, at some point you got to blitz the quarterback. You send safeties or you bring in extra fast cornerbacks to bother the quarterback. You can't give the quarterback 20 minutes to throw with Hill and Kelsey. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Tampa Bay will get there with Sue and with Jason Pierre-Paul. He should play. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a knee or something, but everybody's banged up. Everybody would be on the injury list. So it's the Super Bowl. They're all playing. Just how healthy. One of the safeties on Tampa, I think, is out, and I don't know if he's a starter or the second team. But if we look at the games Tampa's won at New Orleans, who has a great defense, and at Green Bay, who's got an average defense, versus now you got Kansas City, who's got an average defense. They're not great. This isn't the steel curtain we're watching out here. These teams give up over 20 points a game. Cleveland lit up, Kansas City, and Buffalo, just didn't know how to handle the blitz. But I mean, that's why they would have beat Lamar Jackson, and that's his problem. You got to handle the blitz. So, with that being said, you're playing Tampa, you're playing Brady. Your defense is not going to work on Brady. Tampa's defense should be able to send 4 and get some pressure on him. They should be able to get picks. Now, I always draw parallels. Okay, Tampa did play KC, and it was a close game, although KC was way up in the first half, and then Tampa Bay figured them out, and then Tampa Bay scored. But so they've had that game to see them, and I think that'll be very helpful. That was a fairly high-scoring game. Excuse me. So, what I'm looking at, when Tampa has the ball, they're going to move it. Kansas City's not. They're not the Steel Curtain. They're not the Baltimore Ravens 2000. They're Lawrence Taylor's not in their defense. I'm not worried about Tampa not being able to score 30 points. Absolutely not. Brady knows how to do it. He knows it's a big game. And conversely, Kansas City should have a big day again, knowing what they did in the first game, which worked. So I see this as a very high-scoring game, probably a 35-30 game. So I love the over. Not even in I don't even need a teaser over, but I'm going to bet one because I'm the teaser king. So first bet is go over in the game, 56. You're looking at, for sure, a 30-point game by both sides gives you a 60, and that's enough to get over. in the teaser. Now here's where it's been tough. I got the over, so now I tease it down to 50, which is, I mean, that's a winner in the third quarter, 50. Um, the problem is who to take. Really, it's hard to go against Kansas City. And my picking in the playoffs has been great in the NFC and horrible in the AFC because these teams are so inconsistent. Cleveland, Pittsburgh gets killed. Cleveland plays KC pretty good. Buffalo kills Baltimore, which if Lamar Jackson doesn't throw the interception in the end zone, return for a touchdown, it's a cover. And then Buffalo goes to KC, and I like instead of playing the over, which I normally do, I took Buffalo in the points because KC's not covering, and Buffalo is 17-1. So what happens? KC blows them out. So now, again, looking at the last game was played in Kansas City with a quarterback who's a runner who can't read a defense, who can't doesn't know what to do with a blitz. So everybody says how great Josh Allen is. Jake Fromm wins next year. He wins the Super Bowl if Buffalo's smart enough to realize that he's much better than Josh Allen. And you can say, well, Howard, how can you say that? Because Jake Fromm played for Georgia, played Alabama, played Clemson, played LSU. He played in big games, and he was very good. All the championship games against Alabama, he was right there. He played very well, and there's he's better than Josh Allen. He's more of a pocket passer, and all these teams are so enamored by running quarterbacks, but then you get into the Super Bowl and neither quarterback's a runner. We know Brady's not, although he does do great on quarterback sneaks, but he's not. Aaron Rodgers isn't. Drew Brees isn't. Mahomes runs when he needs to, but he's not really a runner like a Lamar. Like you're not running a play for him to run the ball. He'll go back and he'll scramble once in a while, but he's looking to throw. He's a quarterback. So all the good quarterbacks, that's what you get. They're all there. Um, so looking at who to take, it's extremely different. I mean, I like Kansas City to win if they were the dog. Laying 3 and I get 3 with KC. I don't know. I'm absolutely lost in saying Casey's definitely the better team. They're definitely going to win. This game is dead even. Tampa Bay, yeah, they're at home, but how much of the crowd's going to be there? But it'll help them being at home. So Tampa Bay's a home dog. Brady as a dog is great. And they played earlier, and Tampa as the dog, I think they were a home dog, covered. I don't see Tampa a 9 and 9.5 not winning, not covering that. Um, like I said, I think it's a touchdown game, maybe less. Brady will keep them in it if it goes that way. Now I had Tampa Bay over Green Bay and the over last week, and Tampa wins easy. And well, they made it close at the end, but Tampa had the game and easily over. And the point there is looking at key matchups. Tampa Bay handled Rodgers twice very easily. They killed him at home, and then in the championship game, Rodgers again doesn't, kind of shows up and kind of doesn't. And so they can handle Rodgers. Mahomes is a little quicker. It's a little, now you had Adams played for Green Bay, and I don't think he played in the first game, and they still, all the Green Bay receivers were there. So I don't think they're that much worse than the Kansas City receivers. Hill's is a hard matchup, and I would think Winfield would cover him all over the place, and it's all about JP Paul and Sue and the other guy. There's another good defensive end getting pressure with 4 or 5. they can get pressure on him, they have a good chance to win. You can't just let Mahomes sit around and find, because Hill's too quick and Kelsey just does these pivot moves, so it's very hard to guard him. But I would be smacking him at the line. Kelsey, I wouldn't let him get off the line of scrimmage, and Hill, I'd be roughing him up too. When he catches the ball, I'd borrow Jack Tatum. Rest in peace for this game. You need a Jack Tatum type to really lay the wood and make Hill feel it and be scared to go over the middle. But anyway, with that said, as I've said, 2A's playing, you normally take the dog, and the dog wins a lot, which happened in Green Bay. Tampa Bay and Green Bay were both equal, and Tampa Bay gets the win. It wasn't an upset. They're the better team. Brady beat Rodgers. So as long as you have Brady, I think you got 9.5 with Brady. Forget that it's at home, but 9.5 with Brady, you got to bet that 90 times out of 100, and you're going to get the W. So the teasers go over 50, go Brady plus 9.5, and you're hoping Tampa gets the lead. If Tampa gets the lead, and again, Brady's been there a lot, and Tampa has now won at New Orleans, and now they won at Green Bay. So they've played superstar quarterbacks. So I think they're very well, they scored 30 on both teams. And so I see them being able to score, which means they're a live dog. Right? When you have a quarterback like Brady, you have a live dog, and that's all you can ask for. You can't look at KC Buffalo and KC blows them out, and you oh well, they're going to blow out Tampa because they blew out Buffalo. Well, they're not at home and they're not playing Buffalo, so you can't look at that. That's how many people get deceived by football betting. You look at the last week, but you're not playing the same team as you did last week, and it's not at the same site. So had there been a full crowd, and I think there was a pretty good crowd at Kansas City, you can't. The game's not at KC, and you're not playing a weak Josh Allen. I mean, it's basically what it is. So that's why I'm looking at is Tom Brady. I mean, he'll read all your coverages. He'll bail out. He's been throwing the ball fine. He doesn't. He knows how to get hit or get down and not get hurt. He throws a few interceptions, but Tampa Bay's defense looks pretty good. I don't see this game getting out of control. Like I don't see Kansas City winning 49-0. That's not going to happen. Like I said, I'm going to pick. Let's go with 35-30. And I don't know who's going to win it, but that should be enough to cover the over, and it should be tight enough for the 9 points, 9.5 you can get. If I go inside the numbers, again, it's really hard this year because the problem is inside the numbers is Brady. This is his first year there. So if you can look back, New England was not a dog often, and when they were, they would cover, and I know that because I would bet them anytime they were the dog and he'd win. So if I look at Tampa, now they're a home dog, so they're 2-0 as a home dog. They're 15-4 overall, but again, they started slow, getting used to everybody. So they're probably like 15-1 or 15-2 since week 2 or 3. Kansas City this year, very strong road. They're always a strong road favorite. 7-0 is a road favorite. 6-1 against. So they've been playing close games, and they're 14-4 bet against, 78%. 13-5 betting on, but again, that's mostly the home favorites where they got let down. So they're 7-0 as a road favorite, so they're very strong there. We go back to 2019. Tampa Bay is 3-1 as a home dog, 3-1 against. Kansas City 14-1. What can I say? They're a great road favorite, 10-5 against, 29-8 overall. So this year was kind of weak. But that happens because you win the Super Bowl, you kind of relax, so you're not as strong the following year. And we can go back to 2018. KC is 16-3, 84% as a road favorite, 44-11, 80% overall. So I mean, they're a beautiful road team. They're 6-0 as a road dog. They're 22-3 on the road. So it's enough said. However, Buffalo was also a strong road dog and didn't show up. So the trends kind of get a little bit taken out into these playoffs and the Super Bowl. It's all matchups. Tampa Bay. Now Tampa Bay's 8-1 as a home dog since 2018. Again, you didn't have Brady there, but they're still without Brady. They're 8-1. And if I go back to 17, Tampa Bay's 11-1 as a home dog. So they're an outstanding home dog, no matter who the quarterback is. KC's 19-5, so they slowed down a little as a road favorite. I don't know if Mahomes was there in 17. I think that was his first year. So 18, yeah, 18 and 19 uh, are more apropos the 18, 19, 20. So that's 16-3 with Mahomes. So there you have it. You have a very strong trend for KC as a road favorite, a very strong trend for Tampa as a home dog. If we look at the numbers, which we right now doesn't really mean much, Tampa scores 31, gives up 22. KC scores 30, gives up 23. Dead even. See, again, both have good offenses, good defenses, but not. There's too much pass interference called. Um, Neither of them have lockdown defense, but Tampa has shown against Green Bay twice they can lock down Aaron Rodgers, which they'll be able to knock down Mahomes a little bit. And Mahomes gives up 20, their KC gives up 23. And they lock down Buffalo, doesn't count. Baltimore doesn't count because these aren't real quarterbacks. All they're doing is blitzing. Spagnolia's thinks he's back at Philadelphia and he's blitzing, which is okay, but good luck against Brady blitzing because he'll just dump it off, and it's not going to work against Brady. He'll see it, and I'm sure that's what they've been practicing for the last 2 weeks is the blitzes. So when you blitz, when you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. I'm going to give you Michigan, Ohio State with that one. Michigan blitzes and Ohio State laughs and scores 60 points a game on them. So it doesn't work if you play a quarterback that knows what he's doing. Uh, Tampa Bay, 400 yards a game, 100 yards rushing, but Fournette's really coming on, and especially in the red zone, Fournette will be a big force. KC, 312 passing, 112 rushing, so they get a little bit more offense. Chocolate Eclair should be playing. Mahomes. I mean, everybody. Although I think Le'Veon Bell, I think's out, as is a couple of their linemen. So the linemen being out um, will hurt them a little, but Mahomes can kind of sidestep them. But I think it will be a factor. There's no such thing as next man up because the skill set is not even with both teams. With both players. So you have a starter for a reason, and then you have a backup. Well, the reason he's a backup is he's not as good as the starter. So if the starter goes down, you can't say the backup's just as good because he's not. Again, Tampa's an A team, KC's an A team, which means take a dog when they play. Mahomes, now this is through the regular season, 38 touchdowns, 6 picks, 316 yards a game. Tom Brady. Now he moved up a lot. He was down in the middle, and then all of a sudden now he's throwing for 290 a game, 40 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Most of them came early, and then 3 last week. A couple of them he just laid them up. I thought there were communication issues with the receivers. So there you have it. Again, betting the game before, not after, as everybody likes to do. Everybody can easily pick the winner on Monday, but we picked the winner before. So looking at everything, you've got to go. I got 9.5 in Tampa with Tom Brady. Thank you very much. He's never lost a Super. Well, the Philadelphia game, I don't think they lost by 9, but that was a strange game. All the other Super Bowls he's won, even against Seattle, which I thought had the best team. Russell Wilson, Richard Sherman, they had great defense. They just killed Denver in the Super Bowl, and you know, and they beat Richard Sherman. I mean, put it that way: if Tom Brady can beat that Seattle defense, he can beat Kansas City's defense, which isn't a great defense. This is way over. This might get into the 70s, but for sure it's in the 60s, no question. And then you're just taking the dog because you're getting the 9 points. Because after they won in Green Bay, you can't doubt Tom Brady has a chance to win the game. And I don't want KC +3. If KC was the dog, I would have no issue taking KC and 9. That would be a lock, and it would be all over. Well, with this instance, KC's a good solid. They score, so you don't like. I don't like betting against them, but I need a Tom Brady to bet against them. So that's my thought. www.teaserking.com. A quick note on the Lions and their trade of Stafford. Stafford sucks because everybody thinks he's great, but the Lions never did anything with Stafford. They always blame the coach, the linemen, the running of games, never Stafford. However, Jared Goff's worse. Jared Goff is a big choker. I think all they did is they brought in this Rams guy to be the GM, and then they're soaking him and saying, yeah, we'll take Stafford and you can have Goff. Who would want Goff? Goff is terrible. And then they get a first round pick in next year and the year after, but LA will be good, so the first round pick it's not going to be a top 10 pick. The Lions will be picking top 10 with their pick, but to get the Rams first pick with Stafford there now, not that Stafford, but they can be a playoff team with what the hell? What's his name? With the defensive lineman we all know, but I'm having a brain freeze right now. Um, Aaron Donald. Sorry about that. So I mean, you've got Aaron Donald, and you got Ramsey, and you got a good running attack, and you've got the good coach. I mean, Stafford should be able to get him into the playoffs, which means your first round pick's not going to come till the mid 20s. Um, Seattle has their problems defensively. San Francisco has no quarterback, and Arizona's coming on but doesn't really have a quarterback. Or Arizona's got bigger problems. Their coach is lousy anyway, but when it comes to clutch games, Arizona can't win, Frisco can't win. So I mean, the Rams should do very well in that division with Stafford, but he's not the answer. He's average. He's an average quarterback, pocket quarterback. Makes some good throws. When they're down 28-0, he can throw a 40-yard pass. Problem is when the score is tied and you need him to go in for the win, he can't do it. Very rarely against a good team. Against Seattle, he won't do it. Against anybody that's good, he can't beat. Anyway, I just want to throw that in. So another, the Lions might be the stupidest organization in all of sports, in all of business. I mean, you hire a GM with no experience. You hire a coach. See, that's the problem with the Lions. The coach is he's never coached before. Why would you hire a coach who's never coached before? For the 15th time, they've hired a coach who's never coached before. It's never worked, and it won't work. They're hoping for the Ram coach, Josh McVay or whatever. I'd rather go get a Pete Carroll from college. They should have gotten Urban Meyer. Everybody laughed at me. Oh, he'll never go pro. He's on Jacksonville. I'll bet anybody any amount of money they want. Jacksonville makes the playoffs before Detroit makes the playoffs. I'll spot you 2 games because it's not going to happen. Jacksonville's going to win 10 games next year. The Lions with the guy who's never coached before. What are you expecting? Oh my God. It's just, they're so stupid. But this is what Teaser King does. He banks this information. And who do we look for to bet against? The Lions. Bet against. No coach, no quarterback, terrible team, terrible organization. And just to show you what I mean, when you look at the Lions, so if we go back to 2018, we bet against the Lions. It's 38 and 10 bet against, 16 and 2 bet against as a home dog, 14 and 4 bet against as a road dog. If we go back to 2016, they're still 78% against, 21 and 3 against as a home dog, and 22 and 9 as a and at home they're 14 and 2 bet against home favorite, 21 and 3 bet against home dog. Now this tells you how bad a team's run and how bad the coach is. When at home they should be taking care of business. I don't see anybody this bad as a home dog. I mean, Arizona was 17 and 4 and Cleveland 20 and 3, but that was, you're going back to 16. They've cleaned that up. Like if I go to 2018, Cleveland's now 6 and 2, so they're not that bad. So I mean, there's nobody that bad as a home dog. Arizona and the Giants, two real bad teams. So anyway, that's what you have. I mean that's how you bet, right? You bet the talent. You bet on Brady. You bet on Rodgers. You bet on Mahomes. You bet on a coach. You bet on Lombardi. You bet on Chuck Noll. You bet on Bill Parcells. You bet on Bill Walsh. That's how you win money because they're smarter than everybody else. And Lawrence Taylor, you bet on Lawrence Taylor. You bet on Joe Montana. So what do you got now? Brady and Mahomes. So they cancel each other out. They're both superstars. The coaches are even. The defenses are fairly even, maybe a little edge to Tampa. So that's how you bet. So as you're going through it, you've got to learn to weed out the talk. Like Josh Allen's not that good, but everybody thinks he is. Lamar Jackson's not that good, but everybody thinks he is. I got to just blitz these guys and they fall apart. They can't read coverages. So that's what you have to learn, how to read who's good and who's not. Stafford's not good. Jared Goff's terrible. So you read that. Russell Wilson, I don't know. He was a superstar, and now he's throwing all these interceptions with DK Metcalf and the other guy. I don't know what he's doing now. Wentz is terrible. So you just go, Kirk Cousins is terrible. So you just go down the list. And we're going to miss Breeze, but we got Rodgers, and that's really who you bet on. Are those superstars, and you look for the next one coming up. Joe Burrow, I think, is there. I'm not sure about the Clemson quarterback. He looks pretty bad in the big games against LSU, against Ohio State, Alabama last year. So I'm not buying him because that's what they show their work. Look at Tug Tagliabue; he's terrible. They're ready to bench him. So again, you watch them in college and you see if they produce against the good teams, and if they don't, they're not going to do it in the pros if they can't do it in college. All right, everybody, Teaser King, being Teaser King. So I appreciate all your watching and all my customers and all the people that ask questions, and I'm always happy to help. I'm always here to make people money because with all this, you see all this gambling going on online. It's just a tax. Now, people like us who know how to gamble on football, I know how to gamble poker and craps. It's a very disciplined, patient way to bet. My fear is these people that are on FanDuel that don't have a clue. They're going to get taken to the cleaners, and it's a tax. They want you to lose. Don't kid yourself. All this FanDuel and MGM crap, it's about taking your money, and you got to be very careful. The odds are terrible against you. MGM's like 13 to 10 on a teaser. I would never bet with MGM. Um, what is it? William Hill is even money on a college teaser, and I think 11 or 12 to 10 on the pros. So all my college is done with William Hills at even money, um, and even in the pros. And then you watch your point spread. But this is all attack, so don't be. We're smart here, but I'm just afraid of the other people waking up going, oh, I owe 20 grand because I played FanDuel and I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why I try to educate you. Um, Deep down, I want you to win, and I want you to win with my picks because I've been doing it and I know what I'm looking for, and very few people do. So that's why I do get into a little topic of what I'm looking for and how to pick and what not to do and what to do. Anyway, www.teaserking.com. It's been a pleasure this year. Let's have a nice, high scoring, close Super Bowl and everybody can enjoy it. All right, everybody. Teaser King signing off. Thank you very much. Get my email. Shoot me an email anytime. Okay. Take care, everybody.